Hello everyone, we are the Group 3 reporters and I am Jessa Obelosis and our topic for today is all about preventative procedures for safety and security. The safety and security functions deal with both enterprise and employee safety and security. It includes the organization's efforts to prevent or mitigate loss, risk to or from personnel, threats to its physical assets, damage to its technology and intellectual property, or risk of any kind arising from all elements surrounding the work environment. From the words security and safety, every workplace dapat jud naagi ng patakaran na para malikay sa mga injuries, less pod sa budget ug namang galing na madisgrasya. It also includes matters that focus on careers, communications, legal and regulatory issues, technology, metrics, and outsourcing in the safety and security field, as well as effective safety and security practices and global safety and security issues. Dapat ma-practice nato na bisan asa man dili lang sa atong trabahoan kun dili pud sa atong panimalay ug asa man ta padulong, dapat naagi ng safety and security sa atong kagalingon ug sa atong mga higala ug sa atong mga pamilya para less sa mga disgrasya ug less pud sa ato ang mga dili makakuan sa atong oras pa, dili makadugang-dugang sa atong oras. Dapat importante jud nang mo secure nato ang atong kagalingon. Workplace safety is a process that seeks to eliminate or reduce risk of injury or illness to employees. The chief aim of workplace safety is to protect an organization's most valuable assets, the people. Workplace safety is achieved through a variety of methods including policies, procedures, and specific hazard control techniques. Dapat jud sa usa ka kompanya naagi ng policy sa saon pag secure sa mga trabahante o dapat nagig kanang technique kung saan pag-control sa mga dangerous nga mahitabo. Safety professionals apply as well recognized hierarchy of measures to eliminate or control specific workplace hazards. The measures are applied as part of an orderly decision-making process as follow. Substitution is a hazard control strategy in which a material or process is replaced with another that is less hazardous. Isolation. An isolation procedure is a set of predetermined steps that should be followed when workers are required to perform tasks such as inspection, maintenance, cleaning, repair, and construction. Ventilation. The process of supplying fresh air used to remove contaminants such as fumes, dust, or vapors and provide a healthy and safe working environment. Administrative controls are used in the workplace to reduce or limit the exposure to a specific hazard. Personal protective equipment is protective clothing like helmets, goggles, or other garments or equipment designed to protect the body from injury or infections. To be continued by Mr. John Rolly Binondo.
Thank you, Ms. Gisa Bailosis, and good morning, everyone, especially to you, sir. So, I am the second reporter. Workplace security. The chief aim of workplace security is to protect employees from internal and external security risks. Workplace security has gained much attention due an increase in workplace violence, the necessity of background investigations of prospective and current employees, internet anti-based security needs, threat of terrorism, and increased legal liability to organizations for not taking reasonable measures to safeguard the workplace due to. So, workplace security as a head or chief in goal is know the safety place or the area para maprotektahan ang mga worker or empleyado. So, you should be obligated to check the safe place to move. Nowadays, there's a lot of crises and threats, personal man or by the use of technology. The scope of workplace security has continued to expand depending on the nature of the business and related security risks. Organization that we need to address the following. So first, establishing a formal security function. So it means data security function and procedure must be identified that protect confidential and classified information. So next, establishing computer, email, and internet policies and procedures. So it means, simply put, an effective email policy will encourage positive proactive communication while protecting a company from legal liability, reputation damage, and security breaches. Next is establishing theft and fraud prevention procedures. So example of this type of employee theft include stealing cash, funds from registers, safes or petty cash drawers, overcharging a customer and pocketing the difference, scheming, not registering as self or recording a transaction in accounting books, and taking. So next is installing premises security system. So on-premises security refers to the hardware and software solution that protect business data from outside and inside threats. And facets of safety and security. Security and safety has a number of facets common to all areas of HR practice but applied in specific ways in context of the functional area. So this is for safety and security. To other aspects that are mostly common to all areas. HR practice meaning human resources activities like development, compensation, safety and health, and employee and labor relation. So here are the facets or aspects that must be applied for safety and security to ourselves that will be reported by Lorgin Bindandilio.
Thank you, Mr. John Rolly Binondo. Good morning, classmates, and to you, Sir Carl. And I am Lori Jean Bindanillo. I am the one who assigned to discuss to you about the facets of safety and security. So, careers in safety and security, communication in safety and security, effective practices in safety and security, global safety and security, legal and regulatory issues in safety and security metrics, outsourcing in safety and security, technology in safety and security. So, careers in safety and security. The human resource professional is becoming increasingly responsible for workplace safety and security matters such as safety program development, occupational safety and health administration, compliance, policies and procedures for protecting trade secrets, the risk of violence in the workplace, and general workplace access. So sa career no, for example, every time mga apply ta og trabaho, before gid ta, di ba, kung madawat na ta, before ta magsugod gid sa toong trabahoon, i-orient man ta sa toang kuan sa kumpanya, mo provide sila og orientation for us to know the rules and regulations sa usa ka kumpanya. And then para malikayan nato ang syempre para malikayan pud nato ang mga accidents, dapat kabalo ta sa mga ginadili, sa mga angayng buhaton o mga dili maayong buhaton. So second is communication. The overall effectiveness of workplace safety and security measures will depend on an organization's ability to effectively communicate safety and security goals and objectives, as well as the applicable policies, practices, and processes. So, effective safety and security communication strategy also identifies the intended audience, the tools to be used, a timeline, and a budget. Tools may include the following: internal memos, internal emails, intranet postings, webinars, virtual meetings or training, review of new safety and security policies in department meetings or training. So next is effective practices. Workplace safety and security is effective only when programs, policies, and procedures achieve their stated objectives to prevent harm to people, property, and the environment. Best practices vary depending on the scope of the specific safety and security measures. So the next facets will be discussed by Michelle Faith Kaga.
Thank you, Miss Lori Jean Bindanilio. Good morning, classmates, and to you, Sir Villarubia. Hello, everyone. I'm Kagak Michelle Faith. So, here is the continuation of our report. My topic for now is about safety practices. Safety programs are considered effective if, for example, proactive measures or hazard mitigation and control exist and there have been very few, if any, employee injuries. In other organizations, effective may be expressed as a 50% reduction in the previous year injury rate. Then, the example of this is that never work while under the influence of drugs or alcohol, as you are hazard to yourself and your co-workers. Next is security practices. Effective workplace security programs may be measured by virtue of how well prevention practices are adequately executed. Background checks completed, bag checks completed, security incident log outcomes, number of security breaches. A comprehensive workplace security is very important because it will reduce liabilities, insurance, compensation, and other social security expenses to be paid by the company to the stakeholders. Thus, you increase your business revenue and reduce the operational charges that incur your business budgets. It is also important because it ensures the safety of the employee, client files, assets, and confidential documents. Security in the workplace is also important because it may reassure employees and make them feel safe with the extra protection while entering and exiting the facility. Global safety and security. An organization's safety and security policies, procedures, and practices may need to be developed, revised, and implemented as a consequence of its presence in a foreign country. Understanding and following a host country's relevant laws and regulations and establishing the organization's own safety and security measures are essential. Global security includes military and diplomatic measures that nations and international organizations such as the United Nations and NATO take to ensure mutual safety and security. Legal and regulatory issues. Workplace safety and security is affected by a diverse body of legal and regulatory requirements. Example of this is worker compensation. Injuries at the workplace can be common than we think. Proper safety regulations and precautions may decrease the chances of workers getting injured while at work and accidents still tend to happen regardless. Workers can make claims against the company unless you have workers' compensation insurance. This insurance covers any medical bills and lost salaries in exchange for employees forfeiting the right to sue your company. And the last is safety. Legislation affecting safety in the workplace includes the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970. This key legislation ushered in a significant body of regulations designed to protect the health and safety of every worker. Example of this is called the right to participate. All workers had a right to participate in keeping the workplace healthy and safe by taking part in activities like the selection of health and safety representatives or joint health and safety committee members, or by being a committee member themselves. Through participation in health and safety related activities, workers had decided what hazards can be tolerated in the workplace and what hazard must be mitigated. The report is to be continued by Ms. Maria Teresa Javierto.
Thank you, Ms. Michelle Faith. Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Mr. Carl. So I'm going to discuss first the security. Security, in addition to the OSH Act and Sarbanes-Oxley Act, workplace security raises a wide variety of legal issues involving constitutional and common law protections as well as federal and state statutes. Next is metrics. Human resource professionals must establish meaningful safety and security metrics to determine how safety and security programs and practices contribute to the business. So, continuous improvement in our workplace security and safety, do dapat apil siya sa goal sa business para ma-achieve ang positive impact in the business. So, dili lang kay pang lambo lang sa business and ang goal. Apil na sa ang security and safety. Next is monitoring, surveillance, and searches. Monitoring, surveillance, and searches have always been a source of tension between employers and employees, particularly when employees are represented by a union. Individual privacy issues versus the employer's interest in maintaining a safe and secure workplace often involve intense conflict. So next is technology. Human resource professionals use various forms of technology to manage information that flows through the human resource and related function, including safety and security. So workplace safety and security can benefit tremendously from technology by facilitating acquisitions and analysis of injury and illness data. So injury cost per employee, training documentation and management, performance management, electronic communications, like telephones, mo useful jud kay na siya sa business pang communicate, digital access key login information, security camera data and management, and identity theft protection among other benefits. And next is risk management. Risk management is a broadly used term. It means different things to different people from different industries. Fundamentally, risk management is the process of assessing exposure to loss within an operation and determining how best to eliminate, manage, or otherwise reduce the risk of an adverse event from having a negative impact on the business. So an effective workplace security and safety program must contain policies, procedures, and strategies for reducing and eliminating risk and workplace violence. From background checks to premises security, the employer has a responsibility and obligation to develop procedures for preventing violence. So that's all. Thank you. God bless everyone.